I'm sitting here right now reflecting on my life as a gay man, and I gotta be honest, it's very unsatisfying. This life is fraught with so much bullery. You know, there's no fidelity, there's just nothing but frivolity and novelty. Gay men here are superficial. All they care about is penis, behind, chest, abs. They don't care about your heart. They don't care about God. Half of them feel that God hates them, so they don't want a relationship with Him, which is not true. I'm just tired of this life. It's so unfulfilling. We keep on beating our heads against a wall as gay men. And we do this because we want connection with other men. Me personally, I know where all this came from. They say you were born this way. I was not born this way. I was made this way. My father, when I was younger, he left when I was 3. Before that time, he would plant kisses on my cheeks. He would hold me, and I missed that. And so I didn't have any male influences in my life growing up. My uncles at the time were all in jail. They were all in jail, locked up, fighting for their behinds, while I was out here giving mines up. So it's like a lot of us are just searching for that connection, and we sexualized it. We sexualize that connection because it's really the only time a man will open up to us is when we're making him come. That's the only time a man is vulnerable, when he's nutting or about to nut. And so we put ourselves on the clearance rack. We put ourselves in tremendous amounts of danger, meeting strange men online, going to their homes, having sex with them, trusting that they have our best interests at heart, sometimes not even trusting that they have our best interests at heart, but so hungry for the touch and the closeness that we put our physical lives at risk. And you know something? I grew up during the crack epidemic. So a lot of our fathers were either crackheads, alcoholics, womanizers, dead, or were in jail behind some drug offense, behind some kind of violent offense. It's like my generation did not grow up with fathers or masculine energy. I'm trying to think of all the things that men do, all the things that fathers do and teach their sons. They teach their sons about sports. They teach their sons how to fight. They teach their sons how to tie a tie. They teach their sons how to respect women or not respect women. Um, I didn't learn none of that. I learned how to be a man from a woman. My mother, my grandmother taught me how to shave. How to shave. She had a thicker beard than I did. You know, she taught me how to shave. She taught me how to be strong. My mother taught me how to fight. The neighbor who was a woman taught me how to tie a tie. It's like I never gained an appreciation for anything masculine. And there are so many boys like me, so many young men like me who are out here trying to find who they are. They over identify with women because women were all they had. I know growing up, that was all I had, women. There was a lot that happened. When you don't have a father figure in your life goes to hell. While in many ways I became a success story, in other ways I just became a cautionary tale. I gotta be real. And I see so many of my young gay counterparts doing the same thing, getting swallowed up by crystal meth addiction, dying of AIDS and HIV early, getting a host of STDs that are not curable, you know? just throwing their lives away. You know, we're out here, and I'm no better. I'm no better. We're all stuck out here, and it's time to come up out of this mess. It's time to come up out of here because we're not getting the love that we deserve. We're getting played, we're getting used, we're getting our holes stretched, our bodies just diseased up. I always say there's three places that will end up as gay men: somebody's couch, as in therapy, somebody's clinic, behind somebody's STD, or somebody's coffin. That's where we'll end up. And it's just, it's hard. I know. A lot of gay men are asking me, well, where do I go? Where do I go? Okay, I abandon this life. I leave it behind. Where do I go? And all I got to say to them is this: go with God. Go with God. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is God's love language. You want to show that you love God, you're going to have to sacrifice something. And that means you're going to have to give up this life because it ain't worth it. And think about it, it ain't much of a life anyway. A lot of us don't have any real friends, any genuine friends. A lot of us want futures, we want wives, we want children. We ain't getting it here. We want partners. We're not getting partners. We're getting sickness, we're getting death. That's what we're getting. We're getting lies, we're getting played, we're getting cheated on. We want children. Well, most of our legacies will die in another man's ass crack. That's it. Most of our legacies will die in another man's ass crack. That's it. And I know that this is hard to hear because a lot of gay men, they want partnerships, they want love. I hear the same stories day in and day out on these apps. I hear it on Facebook. I hear it and see it on Instagram. These boys are unhappy, but yet and still they feel trapped. They don't know how to escape this perpetual cycle of nothingness. It's a void. It's a vapid void that we're all just willingly drowning ourselves in. We go to the clubs, looking around. I listen to the music that they play in clubs. Everything is F that nigga. F that nigga. Play that nigga. Use that nigga. This is the conditioning that we're being programmed to accept. And we tend to reenact these songs in our relationships, in our friendships, in our partnerships. We're like, F these people, F these people. But aren't we out here looking for genuine love and companionship and connection? Lately, all I'm seeing is a bunch of attachment, not connection. What is the difference between attachment and connection? Attachment is ego-based. We only want somebody because of how they make us feel. Connection is more of how we make one another feel. It's mutual. There's no connection out here. There's none whatsoever. And all we end up doing is beating our heads against the wall, trying our best to try to connect with people, but we're not getting it right. And there are so many different factors as to why that is, but I gotta speak on the gay community because as a man who, I would say as someone that is same-sex attracted, I know firsthand what this is like. I know firsthand our struggles. And it's not okay. We're not getting anywhere. We're not meeting people. We're not building solid connections. Solid. I'm not talking about for the here and now. I'm talking about solid. How many of you out there as gay men have real love in your life? Real love. Genuine love. You might think you do, but get sick. Really find yourself in need. And I guarantee you and assure you, you'll sing a different tune. And the thing about it is we have got to wake up as gay men. We gotta wake up. Because we're not getting what we want. We're not happy, genuinely. We are going to Beyonce concerts and we are putting on the show ourselves. We're acting as though we are satisfied. But the funny thing is, Beyonce has her Jay-Z, she has her Blue Ivy, she has her chillin', she has her family. We out there twerking to her music, you know, dying early. And I'm not saying she's the cause. I'm just saying that we always revere women. And we always tend to, how you say, put them up on pedestals. But what about solid men in our lives? Do we acknowledge them? No, we end up trying to kill them. We end up trying to kill each other. That's why it kills me when gay men talk about homophobia. You're homophobic. You're trying to kill each other. You're not respecting each other. You're hurting each other. Homophobic. Huh. I know somebody told me one time, well, you're struggling with internalized homophobia. And I look at them like, look, I don't hate gay men. I love gay men. I think that they're the most creative, talented. And this is why I'm doing this video. To wake them up. To wake us all up. But the thing about it is I feel gay men are homophobic. They say they love one another, really. But yet so you're trying to murder each other. You don't mind cutting each other down with shade. Calling that love. That's not love. That's not love. There's a lot of contradictions in this community. A lot of contradictions. Saying that there's love here. Baby, love don't try to kill us. These men out here are trying to kill us. Their lust, their desire is reckless. Think about basically the crystal meth epidemic. So many young men are having chem sex, not caring, killing one another under the pretext of love. Nah, something ain't right. Something is not right. And so I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to enlighten people. And of course, I invite backlash because oftentimes vulnerability does invite criticism and backlash. And so I expect it. But at the same time, gay men, you know the deal. Are you satisfied? Are you really satisfied? Or are you just using all these distractions as a tool of avoidance? To avoid dealing with the reality that you're going to die alone due to superficiality, due to reckless lust? Are you in fact using these distractions as escape hatches to avoid dealing with the reality of your lives? The answer is yes. How do I know? Because I've done that. It's part and parcel of the community. So, I think it's time we heal. We definitely need to heal. And I'll make a future video on how to heal. I hope you all take this as a clarion call, a call to action. However you take